Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different from my usual speed paints. I'm doing a speed paint with commentary! Yay! I wanted to do commentary speed paints for a while, so I figured let's just finally do one. Quick note, I apologize if I get any rambly or if I lose track of thought like I'm doing right now. This is completely unscripted, so yeah. Okay, so to start off, I'm sure you all can recognize Moxie in the picture, but I'm sure a lot of you don't know the other imp that he is with. That is my Helluva boss OC, Syl. Some people from like my live streams probably recognize her, but casual viewers, you probably don't. So this piece was a very experimental piece, both in terms of design work and coloring. Design-wise, obviously you can see that Moxie is in some different clothes. He has just a long sleeve shirt and some black pants, and Syl, she also is wearing just a nice comfy sweater and some sweatpants, I guess. Yeah, and in the picture, Moxie's just reading a book, and Syl is actually writing, because, fun fact, Syl is a writer. Also, she's also an employee at IMP, so she's good friends with everyone at IMP. She really considers all of them her family. She's especially close to Moxie for story reasons that will be told later on. But yeah, so also how this is in terms of experimental, in terms of design work, is that they're in Syl's apartment right now. And I'm currently in the middle of reworking Syl's apartment. I had designed her apartment once before, but I kind of don't like how it looks because it's kind of a bit too big. And with the salary she has at IMP, I doubt she can afford a big apartment. So I'm currently having her just living in a relatively small studio apartment. And right now I'm just trying to figure out the design. I'm looking at some other studio apartments, how they look, and I'm just trying to work out the design. And right now they're currently on Syl's bed, which I kind of wanted to be on like this little, like what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but I want her bed to be like right next to a window, like in an almost like cubby-like space right next to a window like you see. And I also have some of the colors figured out a little bit, like as you can see right now. Her apartment will most likely be a light blue because Syl's favorite color is blue. So I'd imagine like as she first moved in, it was actually a very dull, maybe gray or a very dull red color, and then she just decided to paint it light blue to give it a bit more, make it seem like a little brighter. And for color work, originally I was gonna have this during like the day, like where the sky is a bit more, well actually I don't know if, I know they're in the Pride Ring, but does the Pride Ring's day sky just look red, or is it like a pink like we've seen in backgrounds of Helluva and at Stolas's palace? So I was originally gonna have a pink sky and have some like soft gray lighting for it, but then I decided like last minute to instead have it like at night and do some more darker and harder light. So yeah, and yeah, I also have her comforter. That was a bit of a pain in the ass to draw, in all honesty, with the bumps and making sure everything looked nice. And it was just a little tricky. Oh yeah, and while Moxie's reading and Syl is writing, they're also just kind of listening to music. They also have something on some kind of iPad playing too. I don't know what they're playing. I just felt like putting that in as well. Oh yeah, and you can see, I also decided to put in an extra, like, almost like a second light source, like, right around the bottom left corner. It was just, like, supposed to be, like there's a lamp or something on, just for a little extra light for the two of them. Because, well, the, iPad and the phone can only do so much light for when they're trying to read and write. But, yeah, the blanket was also a pain in the ass to shade, because I really didn't know how to go about shading it without it looking like, I don't know, if I know there in the Pride Ring, but does the Pride Ring's day look day sky just look red, or is it like a pink like we've seen in backgrounds of Helluva and at Stolas's palace? So I was originally gonna have it like at night and do some more darker and harder light. I don't know, like there was too much on it, so I decided to just go with I decided to just stick with the gradients and just maybe a few like solid shading in the bottom right, and then of course the slight rim for the sky that the blanket is hitting, and then a little bit of a rim, well not really a rim but some soft shade yellow shading for where the yellow light is. I did the same thing with the pillows. The pillows were a lot easier to shade because I have shaded pillows, I just haven't shaded a comforter before. Yeah, overall the extra light source with the yellow for the lamp, that was a little hard to put in with the lots of red and purple that I was doing, so it took a little bit of experimenting to get it right. But you know, I eventually got it, and still not 100% happy with it, but I think it looks pretty well for what I did. And finally is the shading for Sil and Moxie. The shading for them was a little tricky to figure out. Like, I knew what I wanted to do for the gradients and stuff, but it was more like the solid shading that I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I first debated whether or not I should even add solid shading, but once I decided, yeah, you know what, I will. I had a hard time figuring out what I should do. Like, as you can see, I experimented a lot, but I eventually decided to go with them almost being completely cast in shadow with only a little bit of the light hitting them, which is a little hard to figure out, because I also had to figure out like what light would be hitting, like with the arm that oh, that was my phone. Like with the light that is hitting Sil's I guess it would be right arm. I wasn't entirely sure what light would be hitting that, so that was a little hard. And Moxie, yeah, his lighting was a little hard to figure out too for the solid shading, because his back is pretty much completely against the window, so you wouldn't see much. I also didn't want the solid to just completely block out, so I decided to take away a little bit with a gradient on his face to make it pop a little bit more. And then finally I just added the extra glow for their eyes, because I always do that. That's actually show standard for Helluva bosses, that they tend to, like, in really dark lighting, their eyes are not affected by the lighting change, and they will often glow. And then I just added the extra subtle lighting with the phone and the iPad to them, and then I also added an extra red rim light for just to add a little something extra to all the lighting from the window. And yeah, that's about it for this piece. Sorry if this was very rambly. Like I said, I don't have a script for myself, so yeah, this is my first time doing commentary Speedpaint. I'm hoping to do more. If you guys like this, please let me know. That'll give me more incentive to do more commentary Speedpaints. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see the full resolution or whatever finished of this piece, you can check it out on my Twitter, which it should be up now. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, bye!